Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, NBs of all ages, welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Collegiate League of Legends playoffs. My name is Finnick, joined on the desk today, as always, by the lovely Thousand Eyes, and we are into our first draft of our first playoff series between Utah Valley University and University of New Brunswick. Yumi and Hecarim band away. What are we looking to see from both these teams as we get ready to go with that series?
Yeah, so it is a little bit of a mismatch. We have a number 3 seed versus a number 6 seed here going in. And already off the bat, we're seeing a lot of picks that are targeted bans. The Zac, the Yumi, taking the Yumi away from Catbug Soup. That is pretty much the biggest thing that she has been playing, but is going to be, able to pick up the Nami or the Lulu. The Zac is a really, really frustrating jungle pick to play against, so I'm not surprised that they want to get that off the board. But outside of that, looking to be fairly standard. Morgana is a target ban towards Jack. The Udyr is still available. Trying to think what else. The Volibear has been coming up a lot in the jungle recently. There's a lot of power picks still in play for both these teams.
Yeah, I wonder if we're actually gonna see a R3 ban Udyr, as I think he is less good than he was a patch ago. However, he's still pretty good.
He's still
Um,
really good.
he's still pretty good. Skarner, another power pick that's been banned away here, as well as the Gnar. So Udyr staying up on the table here. So despite the nerfs that came to him this patch, we might see the Udyr. We might not. Man Bear Pig sometimes doesn't want to be seen. You never know.
hmm Yeah, so we'll see what they want to prioritize here. The Gnar being taken away from Dilax will mean that there is room for other top laners, although Darius is not fun to play against for the vast majority of those.
Yeah, but at the same time, Odin, aka Stop It Step Broloff, an interesting name if I do say so myself, does in fact play Olaf top. I think it's not terrible into the Darius if he wants to pick that, but they will pick their bot
Mm,
lane or a bot mid flex with this Tristana first off on the
yeah.
right side.
So Tristana's been getting more and more put it back into the 80 carry role as of late. Haven't seen her mid lane as much. Still can be a flex, but is probably going to be going into the 80 carry role if I had to guess, especially because Killfane does not have Tristana listed at all for the mid lane there. Jarvan now being picked up, so this does create a really strong top side right out the gate for Wolverines. They've got the Darius who's going to win in almost every matchup. You said the Olaf. I still think Darius wins that matchup. And Jarvan can really cause
Oh,
havoc up in that top side. And now you have the misfortune to combo with it here. If I am banning right now for UNB, I'm banning out Rel. I'm banning out the combo champions that work well with Misfortune.
Uh, I mean, ban out Ornn even if Jack plays Ornn support. I don't know. Leona is another one that I think you're gonna have to see banned away. Olaf has been banned, as has the Corki, so maybe they're not as concerned about the Wombo necessarily. There's the Rel, so Leona most likely will be the support pick here for Utah Valley University, just due to the fact that it's the best available support with Misfortune and with their team comp. However, with this Elise pickup from University of New Brunswick, I'm wondering what they want to put top side. You don't pick Elise without a strong side top. If you want to take the strong side v strong side matchup into the Darius, I want to know what they take.
Yeah, so there is stuff like Urgot available. There's the Gangplank that Broloff has in their champ pool. So there, yeah, Urgot has been really, really strong as of late. Did just get nerfed, but that was purely because they were just like Urgot was just ridiculously strong. So not surprised to see that one get picked up here. And that will actually be able to kind of go toe to toe with the Darius. Just really dependent on ganking times for these junglers here. That's going to be a really, really big thing to watch for early on.
Does Urgot even have toes?
Crab leg toe things. Oh, well, okay, we got more combo.
Yeah, Diana. as
The Alistar is a possibility here, although I don't think Jack really
Leona.
plays it. Leona's also available. Thresh. The Blitzcrank there. I'm kind of surprised about this one. It runs a
Yeah.
little counterintuitive to what their team wants to do because you grab somebody with Blitzcrank, but you have a bunch of champions that really want to like AoE team fight. The hope, I guess, would be that you grab somebody and force the fight, and then as everyone's trying to help their teammate that got grabbed, you just all in them. But I think honestly, if Alistar would be in the champ pool, that would have been a lot better for Jack. And now, yeah, the last pick there going to be the Vigar. So going for something that can kind of just scale up. Diana does not have a lot of pressure to really force Vigar out early on. Level 6 is when the kill potential will really come in. And at that point, Vigar will be starting to get off the ground. Jarvan can play a factor in that mid lane matchup as well. He really has the opportunity to gank any of these lanes. But I think really, if I'm looking at both these junglers, they absolutely should be focusing up on that top side.
I'm with you there. You don't pick Elise without a diving top laner. Urgot is a diving top laner, right? You're able to trade turret aggro, find a first blood potentially onto the Darius. A little bit of a difficult gank, but not the end of the world, especially if you have vision on the Jarvan, seeing where he is on the map, tracking him. With this Veigar pickup, I think Jarvan, that is the hardest lane for him to gank, actually, as Veigar has plenty of disengage, and with the event horizon, right? Helps to deal with dashing champions. That's why Veigar was at one point the traditional counter to the dash heavy assassins such as the
Mhm.
LeBlanc, before Galio, of course, came into the mix. Tristana Nami, I think when we take a look at this bottom side, this is a very safe bottom lane. Tristana typically wants to be very aggressive. However, with the Nami, they're just looking for the sustained fight. I want to know how the MF Blitzcrank matches up into that, though.
Yeah, so this one really is just kind of balancing on a knife's edge. Blitzcrank's just going to be constantly positioning around looking to try and get that hook. If I'm Nami in this situation, I'm going for the Relic Shield. I'm not trying to poke out Blitzcrank because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you can get grabbed. If either one of those two get grabbed, it is going to be an easy kill, which then will snowball into more and more gold going into Misfortune's pocket, and you don't want to be dealing with that. Tristana, while she is really strong early, I think this is definitely a situation where you go for the press the attack instead of the hail blades. You're not going to win early. You want to scale up and be the late game type of Tristana that we've seen in the past. A lot of what UNB is trying to do with this composition is just trying to peak in the late game, utilize the power that Vigar has and Tristana and just use that Nami to create a lot of protection for them, while Elise and Urgot run enough interference in the front line that those two in the back line can actually put out the damage they need to.
Yeah, and this is, I think, a really important point that you picked up on, right? You have this Elise, you typically think early game champion, you're looking for early game comp, and they have a strong side top laner in the Urgot, but they are looking to scale, which is counterintuitive to what you typically think of when you see an Elise on the team. I actually like this. I don't think it's a TSM draft where you have three losing lanes. I think you have a very opportune lane to snowball the Elise into that mid game. As the flip side, though, Utah Valley University Wolverines, they're looking for these mid-game team fights. They have Diana, they have Misfortune, both of whom don't scale as well as the Veigar and Tristana. I want to see early objective control come out from this Wolverines squad.
Absolutely. The biggest thing too is like we said, both junglers, early focused junglers. If Elise can get one of these lanes rolling, you start to get that late game advantage a lot sooner than you would expect. However, Jarvan can do the same for any of his lanes and then create a point in the mid game where one of these AoE big team fight champions is super strong, and it is almost impossible to fight for objectives there unless you're getting a pick early on.
That being said, though, we're going to take a quick break as we load into the game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Collegiate League of Legends Quarterfinals. My name is Fennec, joined on the desk today, as always, by the ever-lovely Thousand Eyes, and we are into game number 1 between Utah Valley University Wolverines and University of New Brunswick on the blue side. Of course, it is UVU Wolverines. That is a mouthful to say. Excuse me. Dillax in the top lane, Erwan in the jungle, Yoshiji in the mid lane, Quantum Light in AD carry, and Jack in support.
And on the red side, we have University of New Brunswick. We have Stop It, Step Roloff in the top lane. Blue side, in the red side, jungle right now. Kilfane in mid lane. Landine in AD carry. And Catbug Soup on support.
Would you have catbug soup?
No, I don't know anybody that would, to be honest.
Exactly. What is with that name? Why would
It's
why would you do that?
some people get a kick out of the morbidity of it. So you just gotta let them have their time.
Perhaps we'll also let the junglers get their level 1s off with the bot side start for both junglers. Gonna be a full clear blue side, most likely from the Elise, as it's gonna be buff Gromp or buff Gromp buff from Erwan on the Jarvan.
Yeah, so looking really to try and get that early top lane gank off. Flash already burned there by Landine. Gonna basically just put them even more on the back foot than they already were. This is I'm a little bit disappointed here because I do see the Halo Blades and I see the Spell Thieves here, and this is exactly why you don't want to take those things in this scenario. You're stuck fighting. You have to poke to get your support item up, but you also don't want to ever walk up because Blitzcrank will just run around the minions and grab you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned when I see that as well. I think it's just so automatic. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm playing Tristana, I go Halo Blades. You have to adjust your playstyle, your runes, your items to what the enemy is doing, especially in lane. As we see
Ooh,
Dillac getting chunked out quite a bit topside. Erwan's here, but I don't think they're going to be able to get a kill out of that one. There's Elise
Lisa's on
roam
her way.
Stop and Step Broloff. Now 1v1ing onto Erwan as Dillax is
He
back
can
up to 200
1v1
health.
that.
Flash in, Cocoon, forcing the flash. They're not able to get the Cocoon to connect, but Erwan is very low, has to flash out of the way himself as the Repel comes back out from the Elise. 2 flashes for 1 in favor of University of New Brunswick, and this should actually be the recall coming in from Dillax really soon as well.
He
Blue
can't
side,
afford
he's
it.
not had enough. He's looking for the Cocoon. Got caught up by the flag and drag as Erwan smites a buff
Good
for
smite.
health. Yoshiji making his way over. Puts the Q down, hits some Elise Spiderlings, but they'll be fine for now.
Yeah, and a lot of that just kind of goes on to Dillax there, getting caught out by the Urgot before Jarvan was able to show up and actually provide things to that fight. So it basically turned it into 2 separate 1v1s that Urgot does really well in, can stack that Conqueror super fast, and that just really was a big issue as blue side was ready to go then. Ooh, we got a little bit of poke here.
A little bit of dive as well. TP coming in. Repel out of the way. Dillax down to 100 health. Finally goes down. Blue side gets first blood. But Yoshiji's already here. Gets a dash forward on a blue side and trades back 2 kills. Yoshiji with a double kill response to the first blood from UNB. Jack, though, meanwhile, bot side caught up with a fully stacked bomb. Summoner heal blown, but no kills.
Yeah, and that works out favorably for the most part there for Jack as far as the push and health level here, but unfortunately they are going to be down a couple more summoners. Great teleport there by Yoshiji, not only to pick up the kill onto Step Roloff, but also getting the kill onto blue side there, as that is really big to get that Diana off the ground, create more pressure in that mid lane for that Vigard to deal with. And now at least going for another gank.
Blue side down onto the bot side. Goes ahead and pops a cocoon onto Quantum Light down to 100 health. Rocket jump forward. Landine gets the reset as Jack flashes out of the way. Blue side has repel. Going to use it to dodge out the turret shots, but a hook already littered onto Catbug Soup. She's trying to run away. Goes ahead and speeds herself up with the ebb and flow. And they found the cocoon down onto the Jarvan, so they're able to get 2 kills bot side for no in return.
That one is unfortunate to see Jarvan chasing the Nami rather a little bit too deep after the hook hit. Really thought they had that one in the bag, but Nami heals are too good, and that is a free pickup now. 2 kills for Landine. This is where you might see this matchup start to change around, even if they do get some advantages onto this. Ooh, we got fighting in the mid lane.
Kilfane's level 6, so Yoshiji's got to be very careful about the trade back damage. Yeah, they're fine.
Yoshiji's 6 self now, though, so this is definitely a scary situation. The all-in is there.
Almost final bots himself away there, but decided against it.
Yeah, Vigard needs to back right now. No mana, no kill pressure onto this Diana, and the Diana will blow up Vigard at this point. This is where this starts to turn around. Also, the early Sork Boots pickup for Yoshiji really signals that he wants to move around the map and show up in other lanes, cause havoc, make this mid-game so much less predictable for this late-game scaling team.
Speaking of predictable, blue side down, bot side as Step Broloff ends up TPing down as well. Jack down to 100 health, should end up falling as well as Quantum Light caught in the Fear from Beyond Death. The Step Broloff picks up the kill. 2 for 0 bot side, and despite the roam coming down from the Jarvan, this should be First Dragon, University of New Brunswick. And we mentioned in draft how UVU needs to get the early objective control. This is not a great start for them.
Absolutely not. The great TP from Broloff to get down there. The great bait as well from Landine to get just walk up, take the hook, and then immediately just turn onto the blitz. Jack knew that he was dead, and now Kilfane gonna have to run.
He's able to get the Primordial Burst down though, so we'll at least trade onto the jungler as Yoshiji picks up the kill.
Yeah, that one was always going to be a 1-for-1 with the Vigar there. If you go in on a Vigar at half health, you're almost assuredly going to be getting taken down. Blue side looking once again for this bot lane gank. Does not want to dive that. Blitzcrank can be a little bit rough to dive with the knock-up to interrupt a lot of things. But right now, 3-0 on this Tristana, and now the back's going to come through. You're going to get another pickaxe, I believe, onto the Tristana, looking for that Kraken Slayer. And that is going to be a big point where Tristana is going to start to pop off the Hail of Blades with the bomb. It's a lot of upfront burst damage, and because this bot lane's already behind, they can kind of just go in with impunity, and even if they trade evenly, it works out in favor of them.
GG getting the best of Kilfane as well in these trades now. Ooh. Getting another dash forward to Q down. Ooh. Really, really dicey. Step Broloff is mid though. Has the Fear Beyond Death, but he gets caught out here himself. Finds a flip down onto the Jarvan. We'll try to at least trade 1 kill back, but he's pulled out by Dillax as Quantum Light picks up the kill.
There's 5 people there. They committed people for Broloff, and now the mid lane is going to get pressured here. Blue side just going to back off here. A little surprised by that. I think you should be catching that wave, at least the experience for it. Bot lane does not have enough time to get the push in, so ultimately they aren't punished for pushing all those people into the mid lane to try and get that Urgot.
Yeah, and they will be able to pick up the Rift Herald as well on the top side of the map. Should be enough for a first break top side, as that is down to 2 plates. Blue side, though, here with Kilfane. Maybe looking for Yoshiji in the jungle. Comes in. Oh, a nice Diana ultimate. Finds one. Kilfane also down to 200 health. This Catbug suit gets hooked up. Bot side, goodbye. 2-4-0 for UVU Wolverines.
Yeah, that one... Diana's such a scary champ. She's been just hovering on the edge of being meta recently, and I'm kind of surprised more teams aren't experimenting with her because her burst damage is utterly absurd. She can just pop people left and right, whether it be one or multiple, and now kill Fane, goodbye.
Late use of the event horizon. And, you know, 3-0 Tristana versus 4-0 Diana. Who wins in the mid game? It's the one without the mid game trough. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, the Diana really has the lay of the land at this point, and she can really do whatever she wants. Yoshiji basically going to be the tempo creator for the next couple minutes here in this game. Kapugsu, jeez, those are terrifying times there. This is why I just really hate playing enchanters against Blitzcrank. Just there's always the risk of just Blitzcrank being around a corner. You never know that he's there and he's gonna grab you, make your life hell because he's just ready to pull at the right time. And yeah, I'm so right now I am watching Yoshiji because just all of UVU's game plan right now is going to revolve around this Diana. 4 kills, and Yoshiji can really take that into other lanes, or
2v5. Killfane pops a Primordial Burst. Actually, a stun lands. They're able to get it back down. 1-for-1. Blue side might end up falling as well. Caught up. Double kill as the turret shot picks up the Blitzcrank. Deluxe is here, though. Nami in with the tidal wave. They find the stun back out. Now Erwan in trouble, but he's knocked back out by Dilax. And the Noxy and Guillotine picks up 1. 5 seconds of hemorrhage as Catbugsu barely stays alive to the second Guillotine. But Erwan ends up popping the Rift Herald mid lane, and that should be enough for first tower.
Oh, and that's gonna, that TP's not gonna, okay, it did get through. That would have been really disastrous if that TP did not get through. But Killfane will get it through, will pick up the Rift Herald kill off of that after the tower does fall. And that was just such an aggressive dive onto the Jarvan there. Erwan did kind of troll his support there. Jack could not get away from the tower because the Jarvan ulti was blocking him. But afterwards, the just dive onto Jarvan with Darius not being visible. Really unfortunate. Watch Diana here.
Over though, Jack taken down. Blue side forcing the flash out of Quantum Light. Flash Cocoon. They find the kill onto the Misfortune. 2-4-0, and the second dragon of the game goes over to UNB. This is good early dragon control from them, but they might be in trouble against the Diana and the 1v4 says, thank you for the kill. I'll make my way out with the rocket belt, but the rocket jump comes back in. Killfane ends up trading that one back.
Yeah, Killfane picking up that kill will help out the Vigar big time. And early in that dragon fight, Yoshiji was stuck up on the top side. There was no opportunity for him to get in and get a multi-man ult. Was getting zoned out by, I believe, Killfane. But whoever it was keeping Diana from entering the fight unless it was just going to be a 1-for-1 trade. And that was so crucial because if they gave Diana any more room in that fight, Yoshiji would have been able to dive in, ult multiple people, and completely turn that fight around. That is the whole reason that they were able to pick up those 2 early kills and then eventually get the Diana as well.
And with that, it will be the Ocean Soul this time around. 3 minutes, 40 seconds until that is available. But, you know, early objective control had to go the way of UVU Wolverines here. And Killfane forced to flash from Yoshiji.
These event horizons are really missing the mark here against this Diana. It's putting... So the TP even came out from Burloff to make sure that Killfane stayed alive. This Vigar has just not been able to walk up safely at all, and part of that is his own folly because the event horizons have either come out late or misplaced, which then allows Yoshiji to move around and prepare for when it goes down to dive back in.
Yeah, it's a skill you have to learn as a Veigar player, and you have to be very comfortable with when you're into these AP Assassin matchups. As Cataclysm topside, Yoshiji is here. Fear Beyond Death might actually get on the Erwan, but unfortunately, that one was a swing and a miss for UNB. And the second tower goes down for UVU Wolverines as they lose their bot lane tower in response.
Yeah, and looking at this is actually going to be a tank Darius. Got the Bomby Cinder right now. Not going to be going Stridebreaker. I'm a little confused by this because I feel like with Darius, Stridebreaker is so great at confirming those objective or confirming those dives.
Oh, my blue side.
Yep.
Nothing much more to commentate there. Tidal Wave comes in, though. Yeah, and the bleed takes her through the repel, by the way.
I know, it's just really funny to watch Elise go up and then never come back down.
Deluxe, though, traded back, maybe. Flipped out by the Urgot. Shutdown goes over to Kilfane.
Kilfane got that. Not only getting the kill, but the double buffs. That one is a big one. And now you can see there is the Everfrost completed. That will provide a little bit extra peel for this Vigar, make it a little bit safer to deal with this Diana. If she tries to dive in, you can basically just put the Everfrost down right in front of you and she's stuck. But it's still going to be really scary for Kilfane. At the very least, these kills getting onto Kilfane means that the AP of the Vigar is going up quicker and quicker. And honestly, at this point, I think you'll take trading Elise for a kill onto one of your main carries.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. UNB currently sitting basically dead even in terms of gold. They have 2 Drakes as well. So with that, UVU, the favorites going into this match with the higher seed here, looking a little bit worse for wear than I think they should be coming into this mid-game, right? If you're even in the mid-game on a mid-game spiking team, that's not amazing. You want to be a little bit ahead at least. With Deluxe going the tank build, you know, yeah, he's not able to trade back a kill here at all. Kilfane picks up with the Primordial Burst.
He could be whatever build there, and he would not be able to trade back a kill. That's not the tank build fault, but I do agree the tank build is not ideal. This is a great Rift Herald here. It's going to really push the tempo. They're going to be able to get this cracked onto the inhibitor tower, and that is really going to open up Baron possibilities here, but Kilfane's getting...
Nice hook though onto Kilfane, back into the knockup, finds the silence up with the ultimate as Jarvan dives into the backline, gets the rocket jump out of the Tristana, as we see an ultimate come in from the Misfortune. The bullet time gets a kill onto the Veigar. It's 1-4-0 thus far, and a great ult comes out from Yoshiji, shut down, and another double kill. It's a Quantum Light, 3-for-0, and UNB going a little bit too deep with that Rift Herald. I think they just needed to know that it was going to charge and get out. Instead, they will lose this dragon as well as 3 kills for their trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing there was that they didn't respect Blitzcrank being in the area and just did not put the ward down that they needed to be safe. Did you see that? The Urgot dash to cancel the Blitz hook.
Yep.
That is just cutting it close. The Kilfane does not have any opportunity to pull the same kind of trick out and did die earlier. And yeah, the Jarvan ult, I think actually was not ideal. Did go on to Tristana, who immediately jumped out, and that did almost cost them some kills because the bullet time basically was able to be walked out of. However, Yoshiji once again coming in clutch, diving deep and getting onto both this squishy Elise and Landine. Real nice engage potential here, and just this game, if UVU are going to win it, it is going to be off the back of this Diana. You mentioned that the gold advantage is about even after that. It was a fairly after that, it is still fairly close. However, you have to look at who is ahead right now, and it is the Diana who spikes like a monster right now. And you have Tristana, who is still on 2 items, Vigar, who's on 1.5. This Diana only needs that like 1-2 item spike, and she is a terror to be dealt with for the next couple minutes. I'm still keeping an eye on Yoshiji and saying like they have the ability to make any kind of movements they want on the map.
In the meantime, though, map movements just playing the dance around the objectives, right? You're waiting for Baron to spawn. You're waiting for the next dragon to spawn. Neither team really pushing out too far on the waves. As Jack and Airwan and Quantum Light start pushing in for some offensive vision here.
Yeah, this is the point now where Baron comes on the table. It is important to note, top lane inhibitor is still open. While they did not get, they did die in the process of trying to get more damage onto it. It did still take the tower down, and that is still a naked inhibitor ready to get taken down at any point. All it's going to take is one good fight for UNB, and they will turn things around very quickly.
They only need one shot, one opportunity.
No. No.
In the meantime, though, bottom, the Inhib Tower getting quite a bit of damage done to it by Dilex and Airwan, who are out of the way.
I was looking for Caplug Soup to
Kilfane
actually use the tidal wave there to confirm Kilfane getting people stuck in the event horizon.
Yeah. That event horizon also was a little bit too close for comfort. I think you want to actually go in with the Everfrost first, get the slowdown before you go for that particular combo. However, at the moment, we are, lots of damage bot side. That turret does not regen. So,
No, that one does.
I thought it was only Nexus turrets that regened, and the
Inhibitor turrets.
self-regens.
Inhibitor turrets also regen.
Okay, I thought it was just the inhib. Anyway, Kilfane forced to go golden as everyone misses in the back line of the fight, but the MF's already here with the bullet time. It gets onto everyone. They find a kill for one, as it's 2 for 1. In fact, Landai now going up the rocket jump, now trying to find Quantum Light. Can't find the Buster Shot. Pull in for the Blitzcrank, but it's onto the tank. He dashes forward. They're onto it again. The rocket jump forward. The reset. Getting the bomb down onto Yoshiji. Gets the explosion in a second. Has the Halo Blaze proc, but can't rocket jump again despite learning the flash. It's a 4 for 1 in favor of UNB, and they will move on to the Baron.
Yeah, it was a super deep dive there, but not deep enough. Kilfane went down early in that fight, but Landine unfortunately not caught out by any of that big AoE team fight, and was just able to free hit onto this Jarvan and Darius, neither of which are exceedingly effective tanks. Like, Darius is building tank, but there is no, like, straight up
Oh
tank
my god! What are you doing, Step Broloff? Yoshiji finds 2 on the back of that with a moonfall.
Yoshiji is a monster!
What the heck?
Crap! What was that?
He's just like, all right, I'm gonna put a ward in the pit. They know I'm here. I poured it in. Well, I might as well get something out of this. Just hypey 1v3 dives it.
I didn't mention the TP at all because I was like, oh, it's a late TP after they got the Baron. Doesn't mean much. And then just the immediate dive in, just massive ulti. Oh my god, Yoshiji is just the lifeblood of UVU right now. And just every egg needs to be in the Diana basket if they want to try and pull this out. They need to keep getting ultimates like that, and most crucially, they need to get those ultimates onto Landine, because you saw in that last fight what happens if you don't hit the Tristana. She's able to free hit and take away the game.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's a 3-item Tristana to a 3-item Diana. 3-item Tristana is stronger. This is going to be interesting.
The Zhonya's is now on to the Diana, as well as the Lich Bane, so that's not only a lot of single target damage, but the ability to dive in, get that ulti down, and then just stay alive so that the ultimate actually puts the damage down.
So, blue side, going a little bit far forward here. Got to be very careful about Jack.
Yes, but also they don't have the ability to really take a good fight here. Diana is in the top lane. Jarvan's on the bot side. This is a 4-man push with Urgot ready on the side. So this is going to be another tower going down. They still have 3 Barons on the board, and they're using it really effectively right now.
Yep, and when you have Baron push, it's very difficult to deal with these Baron up minions. And the map control going over to UNB, but importantly, look at the vision. It hasn't been cleared out from UVU. We still see the invasive control wards coming in, and in fact, an invasive yellow ward as well. So without the removal of the vision, UVU knows exactly what's going on with UNB, despite the fact that the map control should be in UNB's favor.
Yeah, and looking across the board at items right now, we have the Moonstone on the Nami. I like that. I think that is going to be super important to keep Tristana and Vigar alive in these fights, keep their health topped off. I also really like the double Zonias on Vigar and Elise. The big thing in this specific game, because the Diana is so fed, is that burst damage coming down on them. If they can buy that time, if they get engaged on by the Diana and then they buy that time, not only does Diana not get a kill, but it just kind of wastes the cooldowns that she has and means that Landine is completely free to free hit and not even worry about a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're getting to, I think, the last handful of fights in this game. I think whoever wins the next fight probably is advantaged for the rest of this game. And I think both the teams know it. They're both positioning very, very cautiously, as the next objective will be another Ocean Drake.
Ooh,
Spawning at
Yoshiji.
the same time as the Baron in a nice Diana ultimate. Catbug Soup barely able to stay alive through use of the Tidal Wave.
Yeah,
Moonfall's
that.
on a shorter cooldown.
Yes, but most importantly, that means that it's not going to be up for the next couple minutes here. Whereas they get the free reset, Yoshiji blowing everything in and not getting anything out of it is a worrying
He's
sign.
only got 30 seconds left on the ult, though. Like,
It concerns me that she can go in and only take the support low because, like, yes, Catbug Soup almost fell. Landine was still at 75% health. So if I'm Diana there, you need to focus on the Tristana. The fact that Nami almost died but didn't, and Tristana was fine. If that was a team fight right there, Landine would have just popped off again.
yeah, I understand that. I'm with you. Jack here, though, with the hook, finds it onto the Vagar as another Moonfall out of the back line. This one hits onto two members. Blue side, soon to fall, tries to repel out of the way as Landine goes a rampage, though. He's on. The kill fade falls, and it's 2-for-1. And a nice hook out of the rocket jump. Landine caught up in the bullet time. The shutdown goes over to the Misfortune as another hook hits on the step roll off. It's 4-for-1 in favor of UVU Wolverines. They will push in for this inhib. Maybe actually look for the end here. The death timers are actually doable.
Yeah,
No,
it's gotta be.
there's no way. Flash in blue side. What are you doing? Come on.
That will be game now. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
I ain't sure about that one, Chief.
Oh, Nami Wave actually gonna force them back. I'm a
Yeah, but
little
that's
surprised
gonna
by
be
that.
Dragon. Soul
It's
point.
absolutely Dragon, but that's also still only third Dragon and just puts them on Soul Point, does not give them Ocean Soul. Okay, there's a couple of things to break down here. First of all, amazing hooks by UVU across the board. Jack hitting the great first hook early on, and then the okay, this should be quick. This should be a quick pause, I believe. Just somebody disconnected, and it seems to be resolved fairly quickly. But so you have the hook early on from Jack, grabbing in, making that early first pick, and Landine not in the fight to be able to make anything happen. While that pick was happening, Yoshiji didn't even bother, said that, hey, team, you've got this one person. You guys can handle this one person who's knocked up. I'm going to dive deep into the Elise and the Vigar, and then just pop them. Landine then had no front line, no ability to get into the fight, tried to jump out, but a great hook from Dillax meant that there was no opportunity to leave. It got canceled out, and that is why they won that fight so hard. I don't know what Blue Side was doing on the respawn there, or no, Blue Side did survive, but I don't know what Blue Side was doing to try and stop them. It kind of looked like they just went in and completely whiffed everything. It
Yeah.
looked a little troll, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Regardless, Baron on the table now. UVU starting this one up. They don't have the greatest Baron take in the world, as Misfortune, of course, her passive works against taking Baron. But even with that noted, they take it decently quickly here.
It helps when you go the like actual 80 carry misfortune build instead of lethality. Makes it
Yeah.
a lot easier to take those.
I mean,
And
still,
now,
passive works against objective takes for Misfortune. It's a feels bad, man.
yes, yes, technically,
You do less damage. Imagine having a passive that's like, well, you do really good upfront damage, but subsequent autos aren't great. This is this is pain. Speaking of pain, here comes the pain as the Blitzcrank gets a hook. Jarvan under the backline dives in with the Diana, and they're able to find the wobble combo. Killfane goes down, and Tristana nearly falls as well. And blue side trying to defend the Nexus. Jarvan finds the flag, and it's a 5-for-1. And the Nexus falls. UVU Wolverines go up 1-0 in the series.
yeah, and honestly, that one, the entire early to mid game goes over to Yoshiji, who popped the heck off. Made a lot of really great game saving plays, like that Baron, just after the Baron take, diving in, taking two people down, as well as just the early advantages, the TP top side to get that extra kill, just moving all, excuse me, moving all around the map. I'm and then late game, you had Jack and Dilax really coming in clutch with those grabs, uh, just cementing some of those fights, making sure that they were complete wins because it was a 4v5 and Yoshiji could take another person out, basically making it a 3v5 right out the bat. I, I, I I'm really impressed with how well they were able to stick together and get that win at the end of it. It felt like things kind of fell apart very quickly though for UMB because they just did not respect the grabs from Jack or the amount of damage that Yoshiji could do.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I think UNB had some bright points that game, but it really came down to that respect question, right? Like, do you respect the enemy team? Yes or no? And it's just like, well, they have this guy who's fed, but we have our fed Tristana, so we're fine. You
Yeah.
have to respect the enemy hard carries when they are hard carrying. You have to
Yeah.
play around that.
And it wasn't even as much that they didn't respect Diana. I think they did in a lot of cases, but they gave zero respect to Blitz. They didn't ward around areas they were trying to look around. They didn't ward when they tried to push that tower, which ended up in somebody getting grabbed and a 3-for-0. They didn't ward up when they were trying to move up to pressure that dragon, which meant that Blitz got a free easy hook. If you have wards down before you moved up into those areas, those hooks don't happen, and then Yoshiji does not have anywhere near as easy of a time getting into the fight. We saw some fights where Yoshiji could not get in. The one dragon fight that they had, Yoshiji was stuck up on the top side alone, could not ever get into the fight, and that's because they had the objective control early, they had the vision control down, and Blitz didn't have a free hook early on.
Yeah, I want to see how the teams adjust going into game two. I think UNB has a couple things that they know they need to work on. I think UVU also has a couple things from that game where you can be like, oh, we could have done this better, right? We'll see how they do that. But first, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there will be more CEA Collegiate quarterfinals action. So don't go anywhere and don't touch that browser. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Collegiate quarterfinal matchup between University of New Brunswick and Utah Valley University Wolverines. My name is Finnick, joined today by the ever lovely Thousand Eyes, and we are into game number 2 between these two teams. UVU now on the red side after the game 1 victory. About to get into draft. What are we expecting to see change from both these teams as we get
Uh,
started?
I mean, so the obvious thing is Diana ban. I think you're looking at. Going back through the game one bans as best I can remember, I don't think they had anything major they couldn't just like not ban and they could just let through. It was all target bans. But the Diana definitely seemed to be an issue. I think that also could be remedied just by picking something that has a little bit more pressure in the lane. Once Yoshiji did start popping off, the Vygar basically was non-existent, and it also didn't seem like Killfame was super comfortable on that champion. Regardless, we are getting in onto the second game. Bans looking fairly similar, although the Gnar came out a little earlier, I believe, this time.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they do ban the Diana. I think you're absolutely right in that it can be counterpicked. However, I don't know if Kilfane plays those counters, and Diana can be picked R5 or any other mid laner, right? I think UVU are going to save that counter pick for the mid lane, and with that, University of New Brunswick going to be in a little bit of trouble trying to figure out what their blind pick mid lane is going to be. I'm going to guess it's an Oriana. They ban out the Diana to start off this round of the draft anyway.
Yeah, and the Darius being banned now as well. Dilex just or Dilex not letting Broloff get a hold of that champion. Understands the power that it can bring. But it will be the Hecarim first pick was banned away in game one, and it is one of the strongest current junglers on the patch. So not surprised to see that picked up very early. The Corki being hovered, I'm wondering if they're going to try and get this Udyr before we get into the second ban phase, or if they're going to just focus on a different type of jungler. I think Erwan usually likes to go for the more kind of skirmishy junglers, wants to go for something that has a lot of agency early on, and that doesn't scream Udyr to me.
Corgi was also banned away game number one here, so Yoshiji going on to comfort as well. Can be counterpicked in the mid lane, but I think it is such a strong mid laner. I think it's been coming up in priority as well. And actually a fairly safe blind pick. There are only a handful of counters, Vagar being one of them, but Kilfane did not look great on the Vagar last game, so I doubt they're going to pick that again. Graves getting picked up in the jungler, though. Graves, of course, being Graves, is always meta, so no surprises there.
A little bit less meta, not only just due to other junglers kind of doing a similar job, but also having more kind of presence in the early game. But at the same time, since Graves was super meta, the jungle experience and gold per camp has been decreased. So Graves's just super heavy farm style is a little bit less effective than it was at that point. Seraphine coming in now, this is most likely a support, but can once again be flexed to that mid lane. The Tristana now coming through as well. Landine looked really comfortable on that. And now Yoshiji hovering that rel. I think honestly, if they want to get an engaged support, they probably need to pick it up now. But we'll see what they want to lock in here.
Could be Jax going into the top lane for Deluxe. No, it's the
Yeah.
Rel. They baited me. I was like, oh, are we actually going to get the Counter Strike man himself? Not a Valorant player, by the way. He still hasn't swapped from Counter Strike, despite Riot's best trying to bring him over to the Valorant side. Regardless, bans coming in from UVU will be the Olaf first off the table.
Yeah. And that is a top lane ban in this set. Obviously, Burloff does play a good bit of top lane Olaf, so not surprised to see that off the board. I like this rel pickup. I'd like to see something that has a like clear easy engage, because one thing that I always bring up about Rel until I see otherwise is that her as a main engage is not great. Her crash down is incredibly slow and predictable, and there are not a lot of opportunities for Rel to go in on her own, but she's amazing at follow-up engage. If there's some kind of AoE engage tool from your top or your jungle, which Graves has been locked in, so won't be jungle, but if you have your top lane, if you have like a Malphite, for instance, you just dive in following the Malphite ult, hit your own ult, and then it makes it so easy for the rest of your carries to just unload damage in one area.
Yeah, she also combos fairly well with some other less hard engaged champions as well, like Shen. You can rel ult, Shen ult, and get quite a bit there too. What really just matters is that she has
Hmm.
another champion with her to make things happen as the Xayah gets picked up in that bottom lane.
Hmm.
So counterpick will go top side for UVU as UNB have to pick their solo lanes.
Yeah, so we'll see what they want to take up here. Oh, is that going to be at the
Please no.
support Yumi with the mid lane Seraphine?
Please no.
I don't hate it.
No.
Hate it.
No.
Okay, let's
No.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
No! This is double Moonstaff again! 1,000! Please tell me Kilfane does the damage Seraphine and not the Moonstaff Seraphine.
That would be the correct build. You do not want to go double Moonstone. It's kind of meh. It's not as bad as double Leandries, but it's overall kind of meh. And
Double
Yumi really
Moonstone
can
was a
utilize.
bait when the pro teams were doing it. It's just so bad. Aatrox getting picked up. This is an easy Urgot pick for UVU. Easy Urgot pick.
You say that, but I don't know if Dilex really has a lot of comfort on that Urgot, and that seems to be the case there because the Mordekaiser is most likely going to be the lock in here. Will be going up against the Aatrox. That one definitely a skill matchup, one that Aatrox can kind of pop off in. It really depends on how well you're hitting those cues, and if Mordekaiser has the opportunity to hit a grab, like either one of them, if you get a health advantage, it becomes easier and easier to keep that health advantage through constant fighting.
Yeah, I don't like the Mordekaiser into the or into the Aatrox at all. I think even if you're not super comfortable on Urgot, his numbers are still good, and he's just such a good pick into Aatrox. Like, I also just miss the Aatrox Urgot meta. I think that's just such a fun top lane meta to cast and to watch. But alas, poor Yorick, it's not to be this time around. As we take a look at the other
Speaking
matchups
of
here,
fun
though,
to
Seraphine and
cast,
Corki in the mid lane.
I want to talk about this UV man. I'm excited for this.
Okay, well, we'll go down to the Yumi, your favorite champion in the game, obviously.
Yeah, so Yumi can really be oppressive. The nice thing about Yumi is you because you're not buying those boots, you can just rush into your mythic, whereas Rel really relies on getting those boots to make her crash down after she transforms off the horse, making her move actually like feel not awful. Rel has to rush into those boots, so the mythic item will come in later. Yumi gets the Moonstone early. When she hits level 11 and can just pop off and on freely, she can apply Airy over and over again and just constantly proc Moonstone easy. She has great engage potential alongside this Hecarim or even Tristana jumping in. I think honestly, the Yumi can be a real big pain, and Rel, because she's so slow to engage, gives a lot of opportunity for Yumi to basically get in and out. The only thing you really have to watch for is the flash remount or the flash E stun from Rel, and otherwise you're just free to hit people on Yumi.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you say. I'm just gonna agree with you blindly because I don't like Yumi. I think she's annoying. I think Seraphine is also annoying. Therefore, I hope UVU wins this because I hate Yumi Seraphine so much. Speaking of Seraphine in the mid lane, though, Seraphine Corki, please. This is just a wash of a lane, and I'm sad.
Essentially, yeah. There's a little bit of kill pressure from Corki, but that's mostly from package and roaming to other lanes. Seraphine's going to be looking to try and I would hope get the Leandries, get that, and just kind of show up in other lanes. Be enough of a secondary damage threat while also providing even more buffs for this Tristana, which did really well in game one. So that's part of why I don't hate this pickup. I think because Landine looked really, really solid on the Tristana, putting a lot into the Tristana while also Seraphine not having a terrible damage output as well. I think there's a lot that they are getting out of this composition. If Landai didn't look good, I would hate this, but I think given the how game one went, I'm not I'm somewhat of a fan of this composition.
Regardless, we will see how they play out in a bit. But first, we got to load into the game. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more CEA Collegiate Quarterfinals. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the Corporate Esports Association Collegiate League Quarterfinals. My name is Vidic, joined on the desk today by the Everlovely Thousand Eyes. Excuse me.
You sound a little unsure about yourself there.
No, I don't know why, but like me standing up to cast this has caused me to have some mild burpage. Uh
Burp. Is that the
Not
technical
exactly
term?
sure what's going on. Invid coming in from UVU. They find blue side, trying to make his way out, but he's already pulled in. Rel
Oh,
in as well. First blood goes over to UVU Wolverines. And it's a nice first blood play from them.
yeah. Solid. Xayah picks up the kill. She was gonna back anyway, so she's gonna get that longsword, head down the lane, and be in a really good spot, which is nice because that bot lane there was not one that was going to do well early on. Tristana Yumi has a lot of pressure on Rel Xayah early. That will give a little bit more breathing room for them bot side, though.
You know what else I see? I see a Seraphine with a tear of the goddess, which means no, they will not be going double Moonstaff. Thank goodness. Hallelujah.
I told you this. You didn't want to believe me.
Look, I was just I just didn't want to believe that people would build Seraphine damage in 2021. All right. Damage
I mean,
Seraphine is the only Seraphine worth playing mid lane. Don't at me.
it's yeah. In mid lane, you're definitely going to be going for more of the damage build most of the time at this point. Land on getting some free hits down on there, as expected. Catbug Soup, though, took a lot of poke in return. Top lane looking to be going back and forth. Dilex really looking solid so far. The early game is a bit more favorable for Mordekaiser. Hits that level 2 or 3 and will outpace the Aatrox unless a real bad trade happens. But like we said, it really depends on who gets that early kind of like chunk of damage, because the healing from both will just favor whoever has more health, unless they really just kind of like sit back and farm it out afterwards.
Yeah, but in the meantime, things are all quiet on the Rift, despite that first blood going over. First blood, with everyone getting the assist, it's worth 600 gold, by the way. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. Ooh, blue side getting more pain.
Yeah, getting squeezed out by the Graves and Dilix here. Pull in. Oh no. Gets a smite in for health though, but he's still taken out by Dilix. He's trying to get back onto the Aatrox, who has to flash over. Stop it, step Broloff, barely able to stay alive there. Seraphine also here. So is Corki in with the Valkyrie.
Oh, this is bad.
Infernal Chains are swinging a miss. Yeah, this squeeze from the jungle is just insane from UVU.
Yeah, and it gives so much tempo over to Erwan too. He's able to just go where he wants right now in this jungle. The Hecarim 0-2 right now, sitting real far behind. Dilax also getting double buffs out of that, so that just makes that regen situation even better for him. And mid lane, Corki basically just going to be able to farm safely there. Seraphine, even if she had gotten anything, was not going to accomplish much with it. And now it just, you have two positions that are just deeply behind now because of invades on the jungle.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this game if I am a UNB fan. In fact, Catbug Soup in a lot of trouble and in a lot of hurt as Quantum Light picks up the kill. 3 kills to 0 now at the 5-minute mark.
Disregarded the Xayah feathers and got caught out by the root. And in that lane, if you get CC'd, you're gonna die. If Xayah roots you, that's an easy follow-up for Rel and vice versa. So there is so much that Catbug Soup has to watch out for, and unfortunately did not pay attention to that. Takes the L on that and will give another kill on to Zaya.
Yeah, 2 and 0 goes Quantum Light after that first blood over towards the Hack Room. So with that, we're already seeing a 2.1k gold lead at this 5:16, 5:18 mark, which is kind of insane. By kind of, I mean really insane.
Yeah. So now we've gone from having a couple of lanes that had some win opportunities, especially this bot lane, to essentially just two outside lanes that are just stuck behind.
No, no, look, it's a Bandle Glass. They are going double moon staff.
Ooh.
Hold on 1 second.
You all right there?
All right.
You all right there, buddy?
I've gotten it out. I don't know if I'm all right. Stop it, Step Burloff definitely is not, though.
That's just a 1v1 kill, too. Airwan gonna get up there and watch his teammate get a solo kill. A little bit unfortunate that he didn't get any assist on that, but will be fine nonetheless. And now Dilex 2-0 in the top lane here. So like we said, we've got the outside and we've got both outside lanes winning for UVU. And that's a big problem because Aatrox from behind, not really super useful. The nice thing about Mordekaiser from behind is you can still just ult somebody out of a fight, even if you're going to die. Aatrox doesn't have anything like that.
This is just straight up bullying. Blue side can't catch a break. He gets rooted up by the blade collar, caught in the near side of the graves. Yumi zooming out of the way. Erwan's here. So is the Seraphine. Killfane has the Encore. Might look for the lineup. Unfortunately, though, nothing to come out of that one.
Yeah, and blue side's still down in the farm. Will be forced to just go back and try and heal up doing Krugs, and that will just be an easy pickup for the first dragon for UVU. Once again, just bullying blue side out of being able to do anything. Dilax even coming down to try and make sure they can confirm that. So really solid stuff from UVU, and blue side has not had an opportunity at all to do anything this game. Does not seem to be doing a whole lot on this blue side.
And this is what we expect to see from the third-seeded team of UVU, right? We expect them to be able to take control over teams that place lower than them, and they're doing that almost to a T right now. So really well done getting control of this game, especially after game 1 was so close, but I mean, it's a 2.5k gold lead at 8 minutes. It is really, really difficult for UNB to do anything this game at all.
Yeah, and like you picked this Aatrox to be able to try and win that top side. You picked this Tristan and Yumi into Zyarel and said like, hey, we have chances to win this. Oh, that is so risky. We have like a chance to win this bot side here, but unfortunately, due to the way that the jungle is shaken out and just some misplays in those lanes, it has been, oh, goodbye.
Oh. Yeah, when you use the Onslaught of Shadows defensively, you know you're in trouble, and Dilex, great realm to make sure that blue side could not escape.
Yeah, that's just, blue side is not a champion anymore. Just a walking
Well, blue side was
minion in
never
the
a
jungle.
champion. I think you mean Hecarim's not a champion.
Blue
Blue
side
side's
is not playing a champion. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You really gonna get me on technicalities with this?
Yes, because you have to be technically correct, the best kind of correct.
Well,
Unless you're not
just
actually
because
correct.
it's the best kind of correct does not mean it's the only kind of correct. But here
Special
comes
delivery used down bottom side. Stun lands onto Landine, ending up using the final chapters. 2 TPs come in. Stop it, Step Broloff trying to get onto Yoshiji, but Dilex is already here. A Feather Storm not used yet as the Blade Collar comes out. They're trying to get the roots down as Jack goes into the backside of the face, trying to find Landine. Finally does. Jack finally falls, but maybe they're not able to pick up anything more. It's a 2-4-1. And UVU Wolverines keep on pushing to this tower. Despite the Hack Room Yumi being here, they can't do anything. Seraphine's here, though, looking for the Encore. Flash finds the Encore on Yoshiji. They're able to get the kill down onto the Corki. Now, Quantum Light in with a Blade Caller, finding the Roots Town. Dialects trying to stay alive, using the regen from the W, but he's not long for the world. Shutdown goes over to Killfane on the Seraphine, and you know what? If this were a damaged Seraphine, that would be a really good play from them.
Yeah, would have loved to see that go into the Hecarim there, and I think they had the chance to, but did just confirm it. Erwan, though, going to be clearing out this top side. Might have actually gotten a little bit caught out here. Yeah, has to dash away.
Yeah, but it's a flash from Stop It Set Burloff that was wasted there.
Unfortunately, yes.
Take the dash.
Yeah, okay, yes. But it was a little close for comfort. That's my point. Okay. Regardless, just a really over-aggressive push on the bot side from UVU. They went in, stop it Sephiroth, got a lot of great mid-fight damage, and Landide stayed alive for a long time. Most importantly, though, blue side did not go down, was able to get some DPS through the fight, and then the fight was working back. Oh, stop.
Death, top side, Stop It, Step Burloff, about to get the World Ender back up, goes ahead and pops out as the Realm of Death ends. Dialects, though, still has the better blunt force trauma to give. Obliterate does front force trauma. I don't know what else to say.
And that's like we talked about how this lane kind of is whoever gets a lead first, and it's very much the Mordekaiser at this point, and you just can't. You're playing weak side now. You're not a strong side Aatrox anymore. You are just farming under tower, and you are letting Dilex do whatever he wants in this lane. He cannot really contest it.
Remember Aatrox Urgot metas? Those were the best.
I don't agree, but that's fine.
First tower goes down top side, pre 14 minutes, so whole lot of plates going over to Dilax.
Some of those went to Air One.
Some of them went to Air One as well.
Because of the Rift Herald. So
completed Rift Maker, completed Hecarim speedy item, better known as
M-Tank.
M-Tank. Completed Moonstone, Gur, and completed completed Dashy item. It's called Gale Force.
Wow, you are on form today, aren't you?
My brain is not working. It's pretty much it. Portal Train still on a Dilax. Goes in with the Obliterate, down to 200 health. Finds the pullback, though, as Dilax gets a nice shield. Killfane here. Realm of Death not available. They get the kill. And then Stop It Step Burloff with the solo kill onto his lane opponent. But that was a lot too dicey, I think, for the Aatrox, considering Dilex started the fight at 1/3 health.
Yes, he played it correctly, and Dilex did mess up. Ooh, Killfane?
Goodbye? Wait, no, barrier.
So, Dilex did miss the 1Q, which would have been a kill onto Burloff, but still well played by Burloff to actually get that kill down and did not miss any of his own shots. So good job on that front. Will be a nice shutdown and help him get back into this game. We have a dragon starting here, and I don't know if UNB want to contest this.
I mean, I wouldn't, but at the same time, I'm not UNB. Yeah, TP coming in from Yoshiji. They want to make sure this goes over, and it does. Cloud Soul will be the soul this game, as Yoshiji has the package. Watch out for the special delivery. 14 minutes in. We take stock of the plates, and only one plate was taken by UNB, compared to a full tower plus a plate mid and 2 bot.
Yeah, and that's where you're seeing that 6,000 gold lead come from. It is not just from those kills in the CS differential. A lot of it is that plates. Jack looked kind of like he wanted to go aggressive here. Erwan busy farming Krugs, just use Smite, and blue side is here.
Yeah, but Yoshiji's here with a special delivery. Package gonna be a swing and a miss, though, as blue side goes back out with the onslaught of shadows. They're on to Yoshiji. Yoshiji goes down. Final chapter. Gets the root on the 2. Rocket jump forward. Landine stays alive. And a nice Seraphine ultimate. The encore is huge. They clean up the fight. 3 for 3 as Erwan goes down. Make that 4 for 3. Triple kill for Stop It Step Burloff, and they're back into the game.
Yeah, just like that, they turned things around pretty solidly. They're still down a good chunk of gold, but Stop and Step Roloff got a bunch there, which will help him actually be able to go 1v1 with this Mordekaiser. Great encore once again from Kilfane. Been hitting those really solidly today. And now they're looking maybe to go up on this top side here. I don't think they can bite this Mordekaiser.
He's got the Realm of Death. He can turn it into a 1v1. In fact, he does on a Kilfane. Kilfane without the Encore trying to flash over the wall. Oh, wait, hello, the root lands. Now Deluxe in a 1v4 has to flash himself. Rocket jump over. The shield barely keeping him alive, but another rocket jump forward. The pole, very nice, but Landine still picks up the kill with the bomb.
Yeah, Landine, whenever given the opportunity to jump in, will just hop onto this, onto these players. Saw it a little bit in that fight down bot side, jumped really aggressively in when I don't think it was ideal to. But the rest of the team did help pick that up. And yeah, you could see Broloff now is getting to be that scary Aatrox, the mid-game, late-game powerhouse. Ooh, unfortunate rocket jump, but good kill.
Great Quantum Light. Oh, nice flash out of the way there. Now Stop and Step Broloff. Got to be very careful about this TP. He's going in on a Jack Posse. Infernal Chains lands under two members. Finally able to get the kill. But Deluxe is here. Quantum Light, though. He ends up falling. And another ultimate in from the Yuumi. Deluxe goes down. Double kill for Cat Bug Soup. And she is very happy with that one. They've closed the gold gap down to 3K from what was a 6K gold lead not a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, and a lot of that is thanks to those moonstones that you see in the inventories. The Aatrox able to go super duper deep, and there really isn't enough healing cut. Only the Xayah, who I believe just bought that Executioner's Calling, this team is able to just stay alive forever thanks to this Yuumi and Seraphine and the inherent healing on Aatrox. They're gonna get a mid tower here, but not going to be able to stop Seraphine from taking the Rift Herald down before it gets another charge. This is looking pretty solid now for UVU. I would argue that they have the better kind of team fight composition. Once you start hitting that later points of the game, Aatrox will be stronger, will be a big beefy boy, able to cause some havoc, and Tristana is going to be a bit more threatening than this Xayah.
Yeah, and Erwan maybe finds Landine, but now in trouble, caught up by a nice charm from the Seraphine. Now Erwan trying to dash his way out, but the Aatrox is already got the Whirlwinder. He's got the Angry Bee. He's unable to get the first Q and dives away as the bot lane tower falls. Erwan, though, oh, Yuumi with the zoomies trying to keep the Aatrox in there. They lose the bot tower, and they aren't able to get the kill onto the Graves. Now, blue side in a 1v3 down bot. They might look for the dive here.
Yeah, the over-aggression onto the Graves does cost them a tower and a lot of damage onto this bot lane tower. They make a good call to just get onto this mid lane tower and trade that for it, but they still don't have the pressure advantage to try and walk up on this dragon. The bottom lane being pushed in is a little bit rough for them. Mordekaiser only just coming back up here. Stop it, step bro, or stop it, step roll off. Can back here and TP into the fight if he wants to.
10 seconds left on this dragon. This was about the time where it turned for UVU's favor last game, but the tables have turned a little bit UNB. Not with the early dragons this time around. This time it is UVU. And the inside track on UNB means that they should be able to start this if they so choose. Wait, no, they're giving it up. Why? No. Deluxe is in for the flank.
Okay.
GG as well.
Yoshiji on the side with the package looking to try and hop in. Oh man, I feel like he could go in right now if he wants.
Yeah, but he's waiting for the opportune moment. He wants to make sure he gets the package onto everyone. Blue side going a little bit far forward. Yoshiji waiting around the blast cone. Deluxe here, blast cone over, and the package hits onto three members, as well as the magnetize from the Rel. Yuumi trying to go in with the final chapter, but she ends up falling down. Regardless, blue side tries to find a kill, and now Cat Bug Suit just trying to find his way to kill Fane. A beautiful package and a beautiful magnet storm to get the fight secured for UVU Wolverines.
Yeah, unfortunately, they left the backside open in Yoshiji. Once again, coming in clutch, getting a massive package there, and Dillax getting the Yumi popped off there. Tristana falling very quickly in that fight as well. So a major overstep for for UNB, which gives the pressure back over to UVU. And now they're on Soul Point at 20 minutes into the game. They have 3 dragons. They have the tempo back in their control. And they are looking to try and put the gas pedal down. You can see the ward coverage that they have right now is just way more than anything that UNB have. And with Landine going down so quickly in these fights, that is something that they cannot afford to have happen again, or the game is going to spiral out of control.
It's already kind of spiraling, and this is the danger of going double Moonstaff. You either are lacking in damage or you're lacking in frontline, and here, with this particular comp, you're lacking in a secondary damage source. I mean, Aatrox can kind of fill that role, but not really. He's only about as good as any other bruiser. With the Seraphine not going for the damage build, you don't have the ability to get damage out if your Tristana dies.
Yeah.
And we saw that fight.
It's also important to note here the healing cut has come through on multiple people.
Oh, nice pull. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Tried to TP out of that. Knew he was dead, but that is going to be the Baron call now, and you can see, like I was mentioning, the heal cut on everybody here.
Yoshiji, though, in a 1v2, gets taken down by Cat Bugs too, because Landine had the bomb, the explosive charge go off. Just a little bit unfortunate given that support.
You really want to give that to the Tristana there. That is your biggest threat right now, and you cannot be taking those kills away.
I mean, a trade for Baron, I think, is still worth it, though, for UVU.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're fine with that. It's unfortunate. You'd rather not have anyone die for it, but you take what you get, and that's totally fine.
Also, I might point out, double Mortal Reminder plus an Oblivion Orb already completed. They do not want to deal with Yumi, Seraphine, Aatrox. Oh, sorry, you did say that? My bad. I forgot about that, because...
my play-by-play doesn't even listen to me. He just talks.
I'm so sorry. Look, it's such a nice point, we had to say it twice. All right.
A load of bullcrap, and you know it. Do not believe this man. He is lying to your face.
No comment. Regardless, you know what isn't a lie? The 131 coming in from UVU. Interesting that they're setting the Graves into the 131 and not the Corki. I think that's not standard. But with the Baron buff, so long as they're pushing all 3 waves, it really doesn't matter who's in the side wave, because it's really hard to take a fight against the 3.
Yeah, I think the part of that is just Graves is stronger right now. You got not only the possibility of the Gale Force coming through, but the Smite and the Ignite as well. Corki is a bit behind and can just kind of clear waves pretty quickly, so you want your 2 strongest members to be in those side lanes pushing for fights.
Meanwhile, Erwan ends up popping the collateral damage, but he falls regardless.
Yeah, and now that is a little bit of over-aggression from Graves.
Yeah, Dillax in trouble as well. A nice bit of a wombo between the Seraphine and Yumi ultimates. Jack now in trouble, taking down Quantum Light. Also falls, and it's the clean ace for UNB. Great use of the final chapter plus Encore to secure that fight.
Absolutely there. And once Erwan went down, that just had to be the retreat call for UVU. They stayed way too long. Without your Graves, you're basically opting into the possibility of a 4v5. And with Onslaught of Shadows, Encore, like, those are amazing engage tools. This is going to be a cracked inhibitor turret. Actually, it could be the inhibitor falling as well if they're quick about it.
Maybe, but the death timers, 8 seconds on the carries. As the Rel has respawned, so has Dialux on the Mordekaiser.
Oh, somebody's got to hit it, guys.
Yeah, Catbug Soup ending up taking that one out with the Yumi. 5 seconds left on the Dragon. As we take a look at abilities, is package available? That is the real question. It was
Yes, it
so,
is.
so important. And yep, we see Yoshigi with the
This
package
is
right now.
a little awkward right now because they're
Oh,
still
Jack,
on a
though, he's
base.
getting in, and a nice package once again from Yoshiji. Does so much damage. Blade Caller, Quantum Light, picks up a kill on the Tristana, I should say. Yoshiji does, and it's another clean ace, this one for UVU, and they pick up the soul.
That is just greed incarnate there. They really wanted to try and get that inhibitor and the dragon at the same time. I think your best bet was pushing for that inhibitor tower and then resetting to get that dragon. Use the gold you got from that ace. They never reset. They tried to go straight for the dragon, and because they didn't have their cooldowns back up, they did not spend the gold they just earned. They just completely flip-flopped it back over to the enemy team and gave away every single advantage they just earned.
Yeah, and as we see the respawns come in, all 3 inhibitor towers fall. No inhibitors, though. But, oh man, this feels really
UVU
bad
should
for
have stuck
UNB.
together. Oh my goodness, they needed to stick together and actually get get one of those inhibitors open. Unfortunately, I think they thought they could get all 3 at the same time, but not able to do so, and that could cost them come this next Baron fight in the next minute and a half.
Yeah, but you know what? UVU is just such a great lead right now, 8K, at this 26-30 mark. And it's very, very difficult to come back from these types of deficits. Grant you, the Tristana is even with the Xayah, but the Graves currently sitting at 12,000 gold. The Mordekaiser, Dilex, also sitting at 12,000 gold. Yoshiji at 10.7. The only one close is the Tristana and the Aatrox of Landine and Stop at Step Broloff at 10.2 apiece.
Yeah, this is getting down to the point where one good fight will, at the very least, open up the nexus for these teams, if not win the game. It is going to be very imperative that they don't get caught out.
Well, Dilax ends up popping the Realm of Death onto Landine, trying to get Landine dead before he falls, and he's able to get the kill onto the AD carry. That's one Fed member down. Seraphine, though, finds a 3-man charm, and they're able to get the Blade Caller, the ult, out of Quantum Light, and he's trying to kite back as best as he can, but Blue Side still picks up the kill as Jack stays alive in the meantime.
Yeah, trading one Fed member for a decently fed member is not a particularly even trade there. Dilax basically getting the Tristana, but immediately falling afterwards, and that baited the rest of the team into that clean encore from Kilfane. Unfortunately, that should have just been a 1-for-1 trade, but the team was prepared to try and fight it, and Yuumi Seraphine healing basically made the damage differential not an issue.
Yeah, and Yoshiji and Jack looking on the side of this Baron. 1 second on the Xayah to come back up. Blue side has it to half health. They need to either call the burster this turn right now. Holding it right here, it just advantages the Xayah. She's coming back into the fight. Dash over the wall. Erwan picks up a kill, and Effect picks up the steal as well. And 3-4 members are dead now. Double kill over to Yoshiji. Triple kill makes up for the Corki and the Baron. That's GG. UVU go on to the semifinals with a great game number 2 of the series. Or
no, that's what that was. It was game number 2.
That was game 2. That was game 2. Yeah.
Absolutely great call there, and Erwan coming in clutch over the wall, blowing up Broloff immediately, and then going on to the Baron. The early smite from blue side gave the clear for Erwan to smite away the Baron himself. After that, they were all low health enough from the Baron call that they basically were going to get wiped even if they did get the Baron. They just took way too long to make the decision on what they were doing there. They tried to wait for Landine to get back into the fight, but because they took so long, They took too much damage from the Baron, and it was a clean engage over the wall there from both Yoshiji and Erwan.
Yeah, and Yoshiji's gonna be your match MVP this game. I don't think it's a
Oh yeah.
question, or this series, I don't think it's a question. Great game on the Diana game number 1. On the Corki, didn't really get to that late game Corki state, but had a couple very, very good packages to keep the game in their favor. Deluxe also did very well in the second game as well. That said, though, commiserations to University of New Brunswick. They're going to be sent home, unfortunately. Uh, they did very admirably, especially game number 1. I thought there were a couple moments of brilliance there, especially around Stop at Sten Broloff and around blue side. I think their top side was very, very good, and Landine as well. So keep on keeping on, and we hope to see you next season. But celebration for UVU's got to be real after that one. Great stomp, game number 2 after a bit of a dicey first game of the series.
Yeah, and honestly, like to me, the biggest problem that UNB I think had was they waffled on calls. They overstayed in areas. They were just like, okay, we need to get everything we can out of this one fight, and didn't consider the long term effects of how long they were staying. There's a couple examples of that. They stayed too long on that Baron recently. They also stayed too long after getting that inhibitor, trying to go for the dragon to keep the soul from going over. Because they did not reset, they gave basically a free reverse ace over to UVU. They overstayed after cracking the inhibitor tower top lane in game 1, which gave the Blitzcrank hook over and the 3-0 in that instance. There were just a lot of situations where they needed to back off, take the small win, and not push for so much and risk everything on it.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think you're exactly right. It's just macro calls. It's just being able to say, we need to take this objective, reset, use our gold, and go back. We need to take this team fight here, not in this other place. We want to set up this way for this objective instead of we're just taking this objective. It's slightly higher level stuff. You just have to uh start learning that, right? It's not something that's unteachable. You just have to be like, okay, this is a situation we're in. This is how we want to set up for objectives. If we want to fight here, this is the objective we're taking. We're not taking this other one, or we can actually take both of these because we know this thing, right? Um,
Mhm.
and UNB, I think individual players wise, they had some very good players. So I want to see that hopefully next season around for you or for CEA, they will come back and show us how they've improved in the offseason. Though, that is all the time we have for today's broadcast. UVU Wolverines, insanely good. We won't be having an interview today, unfortunately, as there was no one around to take an interview from us for the Utah Valley University Wolverines. Unfortunately, that said, though, Thousand, any final words before we wrap up today's broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, I want to give credit to UVU. I think we talked a lot about UNB at the end of this series, but big props to Dilax and Yoshiji there in these games. I think the solo lanes really carried hard in both game 1 and 2, and there was a lot of hard calls to contest objectives after losing a fight that they really kind of committed to and did well on. So I'm excited to see how they go further into this postseason.
And we'll see how they do next week. Unfortunately, I won't be there. It'll be Thousand and either someone else or our current producer Brendan on the mic then. So you don't want to miss that. That'll be corporate and collegiate next week, not just collegiate. But that's all the time we have for today's broadcast. From everyone here at CEA Admins, production crew, our producer Brennan, and everyone else in between. My name is Fennec,
My name is Thousand Eyes.
and we will see you next time around. Peace.